looking at the big sort of topic last week and into this week is really around the tariffs. So at the beginning of the week, we saw Japan and Korea having the sort of first letters, and Trump's basically put tariffs on quite a few countries. As you can see, there's copper, there's pharmaceuticals, there's Brazil, Canada, EU, as well as Mexico. I'll probably kind of deep dive into a couple. So with the Canada, so the Canada tariffs, it was mentioned about 35%. That sort of tariff was announced. There was a lot of volatility in the CAD, or Canadian, as you'd expect. But what we saw was a steep sort of reversal. So that declined, but then it's basically back to normal levels. And that's probably off the back of clarification from one of the US administration staff. So essentially what they said was that the tariffs do not actually apply to the goods under the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement. So it's a USMCA agreement, which is basically the old NAFTA agreement. And this is a free trade agreement which doesn't actually have the tariffs applying. So a lot of the sort of agricultural, automobiles, etc., and those sort of industries are not going to really be impacted by tariffs. So, for all we know, there could be taco, or Trump always chickens out, as we've been saying, Ollie. But yeah, I mean, there's that from Mexico. Mexico is also in that sort of same bucket around the USMCA, or United States, Mexico, Canada agreement. And to give you perspective, that's 83% of US import goods are exempt. So you look at that and and obviously there would have been a lot of traders who would have just seen on face value and not known about these exemptions from the tariffs. While we saw copper, a spike, after the announcement of 50%, which would have a very big impact on the US automotive industry. So their top importers into the US are Chile, Canada, Mexico, and South America. So even then, if you remove the top importers, I don't think the US has enough actual copper providers in order to meet the sort of demand.